Liam Neeson on a plane kicking some ass. Sold.
Why did you black out the sun?
So Non-Stop was directed by the guy who did Unknown, another Liam Neeson movie. The film wasn't too bad in all fairness, it had its flaws, but it was pretty decent in all fairness. Non-Stop was released a couple of weeks back. I went to go see it with my friend. I've already got around to doing this review now, a bit of free time. And the storyline follows. Liam Neeson plays an air marshal that's a bit of an alcoholic. He doesn't really like flying, he gets a bit nervous. And as he's going on this flight, someone sends him these kind of like messages saying, I'm going to kill someone every 20 minutes if I don't get like £1 million, whatever, into my bank account by a certain time. And of course he has to try and find out who is sending these messages on the plane, and it's basically like a kind of suspense thriller in a plane with Liam Neeson. I mean, that concept right there is just so fun and so easy to enjoy. How can you not like the movie in a sense? I gotta say straight away, I went to this movie expecting absolutely nothing. Saw the trailer wasn't too bad. Looked catch my eye, Liam Neeson in a plane. He's a bad guy, could be fun kind of thing. And what's the worst that can happen? And I came out actually even more satisfied than I went in kind of thing. The first act of the movie is kind of like understanding, Liam Neeson's character. He's kind of, setting up the whole, basically the people on the plane in the sense, setting the scene. These are the people. You got the typical kind of stereotypes, which they actually joke about, which I think was absolutely really funny. And I think if people that have watched a lot of plane movies, hijacking movies like Air Force One and Executive Decision, there's a couple of jokes which you kind of like reference them in a certain way, which I felt were very nice and subtle. And it was one of the better plane kind of hijacking movies I've seen in quite some time. Usually these type of things don't really work now these days. They've been done, just kind of scrapped them to the side. But this one was actually, I felt, was filmed very well, and I felt all the shots and cinematography were very fresh and very kind of bouncy, and just it managed to create a very intense movement, especially within the first two acts, and then of course we get to the more of the action-packed side of it later on. I think the camera was quite a movement, and it moved quite well, and it was engaging, and it wasn't losing my attention, which I thought was quite impressive considering there's only kind of 3 kind of main locations during the plane, in the sense of the cargo area, the captain's log and stuff like that. So I thought that was quite impressive from the director and style. And I like the first act. The first act was very good in terms of character development. You got Judy Moore in this movie also, pretty good character. And we get to kind of the second act, when things start to kick off, the whole messages. I felt it was very intense. I mean, there's moments in this movie where I would just stop eating my popcorn completely and just like, what the heck is going on in this movie? Because certain things happen. I'm not going to say too much, but it was like, okay, if that means that means this means that, blah, 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 kind of thing. It was one of those movies that was like kind of doubting your own fears. It's kind of like you're pointing to every single character in that plane, even Liam Neeson, which the kind of trailer suggests, ooh, could it be Liam Neeson kind of thing, or could it be that character, could it be this character kind of thing. It always bounces between different characters in terms of the camera work, but it does actually make sense once the actual reveal is, of course, unfolded. When you go back and watch the movie, I think personally, you will spot every single, decision and how it makes sense. Of course, there's a couple of things in it, like, insanely well timing, kills within 20 minutes in a sense, and there is a couple of like, oh, that was a convenience in a sense, for the type of movie it is. But I'm not gonna go, nitpick. At the end of the day, it's a Liam Neeson movie. I want to see him, kicking some ass, which he does. He definitely steps up. I felt his character was a little better than his typical other characters were. It reminded me of The Grey in some places, and I felt this, again, another good performance by Liam Neeson, and some of the additional cast as well I thought were very impressive, especially the captain and some of the kind of secondary cast during the, who's getting like scared, what the heck's going on, kind of, there's a killer on the plane kind of thing like that. I thought it was quite impressive. I thought it was intense, I thought it was gripping, it was atmospheric, definitely a lot of scenes, and a good use of these, the text popping messages on the screen I thought was very effective and very clever, I thought, perfectly honest. And, as a 12, it's not really that violent in all fairness. I think a lot of people wanted a typical take in time of thing, lots of blood and that kind of thing, but for me it doesn't really need that at all. It's not about the gun violence, it's about a nice suspense thriller on a plane. Liam Neeson's trying to find what's going on, who's the person, what's the motivation for it. That's exactly what we get. It's a very satisfying film. I give it a 3 out of 5 if I was going to give it a rating kind of thing. It's a solid movie, does exactly what it does on the tin. It's a movie, if I'm being absolutely honest, you don't really need to see it at the cinema. You can very easily watch it on DVD or Blu-ray and get the same kind of satisfaction. But if you want to do like a weekend kind of thing, if you got a bit of spare money on you, or you got a bunch of friends and watch a movie, go and watch Non-Stop. It's a pretty fun movie. You get exactly what it is on the tin. Go and check it out for sure, it's a good film. So that's been my review for Non-Stop. I hope you enjoyed watching this review. What do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's well? Any opinions? Comment down below. So in the meantime, I'm from TV. Signing out.